Don't leave me, don't go away. Stay beside me for another day. My love for you will never die. Don't leave me, don't go away. Stay near me for one more day. You know my love will never die. I would rather be in your arms tonight. Finally to close my eyes and you to hold me tight. I will drown again in your arms tonight. Finally to close my eyes, forever in your arms. Non-stop violence, they feed us cascades, but non-believers lying in the sand. Feeding us with violence, we face the fall of man. Believe me, come catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. You're the proud crowd waiting for the guinea pigs to die somewhere tonight. You can't find the time to celebrate, and you have no good vibes to give away. You are always telling lies, you never show me what you feel inside. You're boring, you're a waste of time. Please leave me and I'll leave you all behind. We decide what's wrong and right, we'd rather lose than fight. We're going down and down. Without us you cannot exist. Without us you don't get no kick. But we are going down. Non-stop violence, they feed us cascades, non-believers lying in the sand. Feeding us with violence, we face the fall of man. Believe me, come catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Yeah, catch me if you can.
Every human personality is absolutely and unqualifiedly dependent on the universal existence. The universe is an orderly, rhythmic manifestation of life, determined by fixed laws. The dissolution of physical bodies is a necessary and beneficent manifestation of life, but is not the cessation of self-conscious existence. The self of man is a life that includes a consciousness above man's personal intellectual level, and guidance from this higher level of consciousness is the birthright of every human being. Nature unveils herself to man when man practices right meditation. Evil is the appearance presented to us by natural processes that we do not understand. It is the veil of terror hiding the beautiful countenance of truth. Whatever exists is a form of spiritual energy. Every form of spiritual energy is subject to the control and direction of the form above it. The conscious imagery of man is a form of spiritual energy. All forms of energy below this level are subject its control. It, in turn, is subject to the direction of superconscious levels of energy. These flow down into subconscious levels through the agency of the conscious mind of man, which is the mediator between that which is above and that which is below. The universe is rational. It is composed according to a pattern intelligible to the mind of man. That pattern may be seen, provided we train ourselves to look for it. Its characters are written on the mechanism of nature, as we may read them. There are means of cognition beyond the ordinary forms of human experience. The life power immanent in every human personality can and does give that personality direct perceptions of reality, transcending sense experience. These perceptions go beyond reasoning, but they are never contrary to reason. They provide us with correct solutions to particular problems, but every solution is also the revelation of an eternal principle. Man is the synthesis of all cosmic activities. Human intelligence gathers together all the various threads of the life power's self-manifestation and carries that manifestation beyond anything that could come into existence apart from man and human intelligence. The power that enables man to contact the superconscious levels when enlightenment comes is a form of energy derived from physical activities that are under the astrological domination of the sign Virgo. Daily practice of the thought that the personal life is directly guided by a higher intelligence, daily remembrance of the truth that nobody can ever do anything of himself, daily endeavor to approach all circumstances and activities from this point of view are fundamental exercises. The subtlest and most important knowledge of the fundamental theory is not gained by reading nor by listening to the instruction of a human teacher. It is gained by listening with profound attention for the instruction of the inner voice. This listening is an active state of consciousness, a throwing of the whole personal consciousness into the form of expectant receptivity. Mental imagery is the door to the higher knowledge. The original creative power, the rational life that makes, frames, and composes the universe, directs every detail of cosmic manifestation. Hence, there are no accidents. Nothing happens by chance. Consequently, every detail of any person's experience is a particular manifestation of this directing power, a particular note in the universal symphony. That directing power is the true seer of all we see, the true knower of all we know, the supreme authority over all creation. It only is the indivisible self. The self is enthroned above the level of personal consciousness, and from that superior station directs by its infallible word those who have ears to hear. All substance is mental substance, hence all forms are mental images. The production of mental images is the function of the universal subconsciousness, and from that function, all forms on all planes have their immediate origin. The dissolution of form is a fundamental tendency of the cosmic process. All things change, all conditions pass away. No form ever remains fixed. Existence is a stream, a series of waves in eternal movement. The cosmic process is a meditation. The life power is conscious energy, flowing through a succession of forms related to a particular object. Each cycle of the life power self-expression has some definite objective, and from the beginning of a cycle to its completion, there is no moment in which that objective is forgotten or otherwise obscured. The life power is perfectly successful at every stage of the cosmic process. All appearances of failure are elusive. The one identity is the victor before ever the battle is joined. Every human being is under the direct guidance of the one identity. Every personal action is a special and particular expression of that one identity's overshadowing activity. Knowledge of this is the secret of the perfect freedom of the truly wise. All form is a limitation of the infinite energy of the life power. The primary cause of limitation is the image-making power of the universal mind. Every act of human imagination is really a particular expression through a personal center of this image-making power. Hence, human imagination is, in kind though not in degree, the same as the imagination that forms the universe. Human personality is a synthesis of all cosmic processes. Man summarizes all that precedes him and is the point of departure for the manifestation of a new creature. The natural man is the seed of the spiritual man. The world every man lives in is the world he forms by his mental imagery. The better he images, the better the world. Better in this instance means more truly agreeing with the fundamental imagery of the universal mind. To image truly, one must first overthrow erroneous conceptions. The various forms of the error of separateness must be corrected. This practice leads to the perception that all activity within the range of personal experience is really a series of transformations of the one spiritual energy. The peak of present realization is the point of outlook from which we may perceive the vision of future possibility. Clear images of definite objectives are the seed ideas of future manifestations, yet there must be seen as actual realities in the living present. Since natural man is the seed of the spiritual man, he who would scale the heights of adeptship must resolve to become more than man. The new world order is an order composed of new creatures who constitute a new species of organic life. The new creature is newborn. He rises from the limitations of time and space into a higher dimension. He is changed from mortality into immortality. The New World Order is an order of immortals, and its nucleus is now manifest on the planet. Every aspect of evil presenting itself to the human mind is the raw material for transmutation into a beautiful result. Behind all appearances, whatever they may be, is the operation of a perfect law having beauty for its foundation. Apparent evils are temporary and necessary phases of the cosmic process. He who is master of the force of dissolution is the master of all changes of form. Disintegration is the opposite and complement of integration. Only he who can dissolve form may master the art of constituting forms. Conscious transformation is an act of self-consciousness. It is the use of mental imagery in the arrangement of pattern of form by which forces are combined. The self of man is master of all forms. Due skill in the mental direction of the life power as it flows from superconscious levels through self-conscious levels enables one to control, modify, and altogether alter the mental images generated by the subconscious. Self-consciousness is the point of control. Any modification of the mind may be overcome by exercising its opposite. This is the secret of mental equilibrium and emotional poise. Every evil may be overcome by its corresponding good. No form is permanent, nor does any form separate a portion of the one identity from the whole of that identity. The reality manifested at any point in space is identical with the reality existing at all points in space. The reality existing in the present is identical with the reality that has continued unbroken through the past and will continue unbroken through the future. The one reality is the field of its own manifestation, the vehicle of its own existence, and that one reality is the directive principle in human beings, designated by the pronoun I. Nature is the manifesting power of that one identity. In all nature, no force opposes itself to that one. All the forces of nature, with no exception, are instruments for expressing the free will of that one identity. Whatever appears to the contrary is illusion, and the acceptance of that illusion for truth is the delusion that binds the ignorant. The manifesting power of the one identity is grounded in the life power's perfect remembrance of all it has ever done, because that life power is the central reality of every personal existence. Every human being has access to this imperishable and perfect record of the past. This perfect memory of the one identity is the link that unites all personalities, as the characters of a drama are united in the consciousness of its author. Human self-consciousness, seemingly poised between an infinity above and an infinity below, is really an aspect of the one identity that one sees through our eyes, hears through our ears, speaks through our lips. Appearances of unequal development arise from the law of progressive change in form. Since the life power at work in and through any given form perfectly knows itself and its powers, it also knows that even an incomplete or unperfected form is not a failure. Man judges by appearances and judges falsely because he sees only in part. The one identity knows all truth because it is, and therefore knows the beginning, middle, and end of all creatures. The life power is ready to impart its higher knowledge to any man. Always it dwells at the center of the temple of human personality. Always it is ready to speak. We have only to listen. The one identity is the sun of life and light, the spiritual sun of which our day star is the external manifestation and symbol. He who would know will understand eventually that his personality has no existence apart from the shining of the spiritual sun. The highest manifestation of the spiritual solar energy is the constituting intelligence that makes, frames, and composes everything in the universe. That intelligence is an actual presence in every human personality. Every human personality is a center for the expression of that intelligence. This is the real truth about man. A greater adept is one who fully recognizes this truth. Thus, the whole work of the greater adept is seen to consist in his conscious identification with the one true will. He recognizes that nothingness of the false notion of separate personality. His clear perception of the nature of the true self brings him perfect freedom because he realizes that the one identity, as a master of all, acts freely and never under compulsion. Such a one recognizes the necessity for the continual transformation of the outer vehicles of the life power. He understands the real significance of the appearance that man calls death. He is no longer the victim of that appearance because he has become identified with the power that produces it. Thus, he maintains self-conscious identity through all transformations. He has overcome death. The I am does nothing, for the I am is the one identity called God, and God is changeless. That one identity is the witness of activity, but is not itself modified or altered by the transformations that go on around it. All change, all modification is in the field of energy that revolves around the I am. The self does nothing. It never has done anything. It is simply the witness of the panorama of transformations proceeding from its own mysterious power. All circumstances are gifts from the Almighty. Personality is the instrument of the one self. Every detail of our daily experience is a good gift from the one source. There can be no evil gift from the one giver of all good. To know that all circumstances are gifts from the one identity is to free subconsciousness from every erroneous image of terror, lack, hatred, sorrow, or mistrust. Whatever external appearances may be, they are invariably veils of manifestation for the divine beneficence. Hope, courage, happiness, and joy are fruits of the spirit, the expressions of accurate measurement of the facts of experience. The self never changes. Personality undergoes continual transformations. The changeless perfection of the I am is manifested as organic perfection in the body of an exempt adept. Such a one is a new creature, offering the life power an adequate vehicle for its beneficence. These organic changes are the result of conscious intention and long practice. They do not come about as the outcome of the general averages of evolution. They are acquired characteristics, not transmissible by heredity. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, they say. The personal effort involved in the intention and practice that bring about these changes requires the supervision of the superconscious self. No man comes to the Father save through the Son. Means just this. Unless we hear the word and obey it, we cannot live the life that will transform us by the renewing of our minds. The exempt adept fears no appearance of evil. He has reached the point where it is safe for him to look evil in the face. No appearance of evil arouses in him the least trace of antagonism. He regards every semblance of evil as an opportunity for the demonstration of good. He by no means passively accepts evil conditions, nor does he deny the relative reality of any evil appearance. He knows all appearances of evil as unfinished expressions of good, and thus he transforms evil by discovering in it the good toward which it is moving. Human personality is a medium for the transmission of the high potentials of the life power. working at superconscious levels to the lower potentials of embodiment in the field of existence below the level of human self-consciousness. A master of the temple never for a moment loses his awareness of his relationship to that which is above, nor his awareness of innate power to control that which is below. No appearance ever frightens him. He never makes the mistake of supposing that he personally performs any action, or that he personally is responsible for any result. He is the witness of the mighty works of the one identity. Watching the phenomena of his world, he sees everything working out for the inevitable freedom that is the necessary consequence of the life power's self-expression. A master of the temple has fully identified himself as being none other than the silent watcher on the heights of being. He perceives, with that watcher, that all activity is a series of transformations of the energy of subconsciousness. He knows that the self moves out, nor enters into any action. He knows it as the eternal witness of the activities of its own power. A master of the temple perceives the necessity and the beneficence of the continual transformation of physical vehicles. He sees that this principle of endless change in the world of form brings about the appearance of death. He does more than see. He has grasped the affirmative factor in the phenomena of death. He has borrowed strength from the eagle by using nerve currents that in ordinary men have no outlet save through the sex function. A master of the temple employs these currents to stimulate certain parts of his brain. Through their functions, he gains the knowledge that delivers him from the body of this death and gives him joyous freedom from the limitations of three-dimensional existence. Perfectly identified with the one will, a master of the temple shares with that one its power as the constituting intelligence that makes, frames, and composes the world. He has taken the full measure of his humanity in its relation to the life power. He sees himself as he really is. In that unwavering vision of truth, there is no place for any faulty adjustment, either of his personal vehicles or that larger vehicle of life, his environment. Uno momento, por favore. The magic of light is the practical application of the science of reality. A magus is not a mountebank, nor a producer of illusions, nor a caster of glamour. He has mastered the sphinxes of sensation by the invisible reins of his mind. He has perfected himself in the art of occult speech so that he transmits from higher planes to lower the creative word of the one identity. His path of life is one with the highway of the stars. His thought and word embody the truth of reality as opposed to the lie of appearances. Popular opinion conceives magic to be a method of circumventing the law, of going against nature. The contrary is true. Many works of magic are exceptions to the law of averages that dominates the average man and the kingdoms of life below him. But these works are exceptions only in the sense that they go beyond the usual phenomena of common experience. A magus completes the circle of life expression and ascends to the position of unity with the one reality. His works never contradict the law, nor do they destroy it. Always they are fulfillments. The magic of light correctly estimates the place of human personality in the cosmic order and thus reverses the opinions of the mass of humanity. The magus is not driven by the false will to power, which is really a feeling of lack of power. He is animated by the will to serve, based on his immediate perception of all power. His one concern is the wise distribution of the limitless riches at his disposal. To the world of ignorant men, he seems to sacrifice himself, because he strives for none of the baubles they hold dear. To himself, nothing that he does wears the aspect of sacrifice. All of his acts are works of purest joy. A magus sees eye to eye with the ancient of the ancient ones. He has restored the Creator to his throne. The magic of light is the exercise of the constituting intelligence which frames the universe. A magus is a man of discrimination. He is free from the influence of the pairs of opposites because he has sharply distinguished between these positives and negatives. By keen discrimination between the various polarities of differentiation, a magus is able to combine them, neutralize them, and transcend them. His liberation comes through knowledge, not through ignorance. In consequence of this accurate discrimination, which is largely an exercise of perceptive power, a magus gains the ability to measure all experience correctly. Thus, the illuminating intelligence is largely mercurial or discriminative. One must watch before he can reason. A magus takes correct measures because he has watched, and because he has watched, he has learned to see. Illumination, of which the magic of light is at once the consequence and the expression, comes about through subtle chemical and psychical transformations. A magus does nothing of himself. He is an embodiment of the will of God. Thus, nothing can withstand him. All things obey him. There is no self-importance in a magus. He has become the little child, free from care, free from the burden of false responsibilities, free from the limitations of human conventions and opinions. He extracts the nectar of wisdom from the experience of the eternal now. Thus it is written that he has access to the fruition of all desire whatever, at one sweep, being one with the all-seeing self. All activity is spiritual activity, and the center of all spiritual activity is the one self. The limitless light, condensing itself in a single point, begins a whirling motion. The small point is within. It is the point of consciousness, the center of expression for the one identity. It is for every human being the point of contact with absolute first cause. This indivisible one depends on nothing whatever. It itself does not act, but from it all action proceeds. There is no limitation to its power to initiate cycles of expression. Precedent does not restrict it. Conditions do not affect it. Contingencies do not modify it. The world for any human being is really the projection on the screen of space and time of mental imagery. This projection is from within outward. Self-consciousness is the lens through which absolute reality is projected as relative imagery. Happiness and freedom are ours to the extent that our personal world, or the projection of our personal interpretation of experience, coincides with the real world, which is the expression of the one identity. When the conscious and subconscious phases of mentality are regenerated or born anew, a human personality becomes a radiant center through which the life power manifests itself. The ipsissimus knows that circumstances are the projections of his interpretations of reality. He has made this knowledge deep-rooted and permanent. Therefore, his mode of life is incomprehensible to the merely natural man. He is a free channel for the expression of omnipotent spirit. The extraordinary works of a knower of the self are largely applications of the Mars force. Essentially, like electricity and governed by similar laws, this force is inimical to man only so long as he misunderstands and misuses it. Rightly understood, it breaks down all structures of error, overthrows the false knowledge of separateness, and rids the personal mind of all delusion. An ipsissimus is a perfectly poised personality. He has transmuted ambition entirely, but works as do those who are ambitious. He has transmuted desire of life, but respects life as do those who desire it. He has transmuted desire for comfort, but is happier than those who live for happiness. His will is one with the originating will of the universe, and he shares the mastery of that will over all things. The knower of self is the mystical fool of all sacred allegories. Nothing binds him. He is beyond every limitation of quote-unquote this world. His motives and his actions are incomprehensible to the masses of merely natural men. Sometimes they worship him. Often they deride him. Always they fear him. His instruction they may grasp, so far as he makes it comprehensible to intellect, but the essence of the man eludes them. They who have attained the highest grade of the invisible order have few companions in the world, yet they are never lonely. They live in silent but vivid communication with each other, and they share in the bliss of the vision. Their light shines in the darkness of the false world, but that darkness cannot swallow it up.